Welcome everyone to the Simon Show. Today we've got two topics to talk about. We've got injury updates and transfer market updates. But if you ask me, the injury update is way more important than the transfer update for the simple reason being that on Sunday Roma is playing one of the most important matches of the season. The rivalry is big, and the fact that Roma never won at the Juventus Stadium, at the Allianz Stadium, it's gonna be a hard match. It's gonna be a very tough match with a team which started this area in the worst way possible, but they're now growing and growing and growing more. Because fairly speaking, none of us can actually picture this area without Juventus being at least in a top four, if not winning the title. It's a big match on Sunday. You do not want to miss it. But obviously, to prepare the best way possible on Sunday, we need the best squad. And we've seen this routine going on with many matches. You know, if the team is not there, if Roma will lack big players, then we can forget about a win. Because, one, we don't have Smalling in defense, and he brings experience. And that's really a bummer. We had Zaniolo, which wasn't 100% fit. And today, we're going to talk about Zaniolo himself, because he will be back. He is available for Juventus. He was back today training with the rest of the team, and he's back from his injury, and that's great news. Now, was it really an injury? If you ask me, it was, because in my opinion, I consider an injury whatever limits and puts limitations on a player's fitness, and it did, limit Zaniolo's fitness. He's not being great in these first. It's not that he's not being great. He can prove a lot more. So he's a player which needs to be 100% fit to perform. He's not Messi. He needs that fitness. So obviously he won't be 100% fit. But Zaniolo is back, and that is the most important thing. Because he can boost the attacks against Juventus. Now, you're probably saying, okay, Zaniolo's not being great. What impact does he bring to this match? And I can tell you, I can put an answer on that right now. On Sunday, I expect Mourinho wanting that win so much that he will literally collapse the Juventus stadium to get that win. Because Mourinho and Juventus, that's what separates them. Mourinho hates Juventus because when he was an Inter manager, Juventus cheated in many matches. Look at that. Look at when he was a Manchester United manager. Look at that thing. Hopefully he'll do that once again this Sunday. But it will be a very tough match. First of all, because Juventus remains, no matter what, no matter their terrible start to this area, Juventus remains one of the most toughest opponents in this area, if not the most tough. Second of all, the fact that Roma has never won, and I mean never won at the Juventus Stadium. I'm not saying they never won in Turin against Juventus, but since Juventus got moved to the Juventus Stadium, Roma have never, ever won. So that just puts to mind that on Sunday, I do expect a very aggressive squad, because obviously you've got a manager like Mourinho, but there will be moments, and I can say this right now, where Mourinho and the entire team will park the bus. Because they will get that pressure from Juventus. So getting back and fit, even if he's not fit, having back Zaniolo and having Zaniolo available on Sunday to start him, we've seen it. Zaniolo is one of those players to get the ball, dribble everyone. No one can push him. No one can fight when it comes to physique with Zaniolo. He's just too big. And that means that the entire squad will get out of the defensive zone. So Zaniolo for this match will be very extremely important. Will he play well? Will he not play well? I don't know, and I don't care. But all I know is that Zaniolo, up to now, on Monday, so roughly a week before that match, will be one of the most key players out there. Because, no one can push Zaniolo away from the ball when he has the ball. The physique this young lad has is insane. And that will be a big factor on Sunday against Juventus. Because we want that win. Mourinho wants to put the top 11 players out there. He's got Juventus here. He wants to beat Juventus. But not just because of that. Getting a win on Sunday means that the players reacted well to the international duty stop, because, there's a trend that says that not just Roma players, after the international duties, retire and they don't perform well. Vigna will not be available. Quadrado won't be available for Juventus. So there are ups and downs. But if Mourinho gets and has available the best team out there, then there might be serious chances of Roma getting their first ever win at the Juventus Stadium, at the Allianz Stadium, whatever you want to call it. It's a very important match, and I'd say this is possibly one of the few matches of the season where it's more important for Mourinho himself than the squad. Now, this might seem like the most random bullshit a Roma fan could say, because every victory is part of the teamwork. But on Sunday, it's just that Mourinho is facing the team he hates, possibly ever. He hates Juventus, And hopefully we can celebrate with Mourinho after a win on Sunday and go like that, like he went when he was a Manchester United manager. It's a very important match. And I think Mourinho will pay such attention to this match that having top players, available will be key. So having Zaniolo back is a plus. Obviously, Smalling is not back. That means that Mancini and Ibanez need to play, which can be positive, can be negative. Ibanez is not that experienced if you compare him to Smalling, so that's the negative. But Ibanez has a positive, which Smalling doesn't have, which is he's more aggressive and he runs more because obviously of his age. So let's not think about the negatives. If there are negatives, we'll think about them after Sunday's match. Leading on to Sunday's match, all we need is positivity. All we need is to believe in this victory on Sunday, and maybe a good result will come. Even a draw is not that bad if you look at that, statistics which say that Roma have never, and I mean this is not an exaggeration, lads. Roma have never won at the Allianz Arena, the Juventus Stadium. It's not Allianz Arena, Allianz Stadium. It's really, really, really mind-blowing. Many times that they cheated, especially when Rudy Garcia was a manager. Juventus cheated that Juventus against Roma like a bloody Muppet or something. They were playing with Bart Simpson, Homer Simpson, and what's their name? Mrs. Piglet. They were cheaters during that match. They were absolute cheaters. Roma deserved that, but Juventus is known for this. Juventus is known for cheating. Juventus is known for, I'm paying the referee, get me the win. That's Juventus, especially in a few years back. And obviously this is a very important match because my girlfriend supports Juventus. And she's been putting these stories on her Instagram, going, especially when Roma lost the derby against Lazio. Roma is shit. When you never followed football. So it will be my revenge to put that story on my Instagram after Roma win on Sunday, boasting in front of every Juventus fan. Talking about Instagram, if you've Instagram and not yet followed me, go over at Lower Score the Simon Show. You can see it up there. And yeah, it's wonderful you can. Right. We talked about Zaniolo and how it's a massive news that he's back for this match. And now let's talk about some transfer market updates. But, when we speak about transfer market updates right now, and we've got Newcastle in our topic, I get the image a rock will collapse on me. Because can anyone beat Newcastle financial-wise, economic-wise right now? I don't think so. They say that the new Newcastle manager is 13 times richer than the Manchester City owner. Now, I'm not sure if that's bullshit or not, but that's just mind-blowing. Really mind-blowing. So every time, we've got an update, when it comes to Newcastle, we'll just get obliterated by rocks because it's fairly hard to compete with a club like Newcastle right now. But we're going to try and compete. We're going to try and steal Eric Bailly from them. And in fact, as you can read down below in the scrolling breaking news, it's already a big fight between the Fredkins and what's his name? It's a very long name. Let it go a little. Yasser Al-Rumayyan. It's already a big fight between these two owners. Both the teams want Eric Bailly in January. Now, if I were the Newcastle president right now, seeing the amount of money I have, I would definitely not be wasting my money on Eric Bailly, to be fair, because with the money Newcastle have, they could literally be buying Van Dijk and Koulibaly at the same time, and that's their defense complete. So seeing Newcastle pointing their eyes on Eric Bailly, seeing their net worth, is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. But, you know, it's okay. That puts us in a big fight between Newcastle and us. And obviously, if you were to ask me why Roma wants Eric Bailly, obviously we've got a reason. Roma needs another centre back. Look at the many injuries that Smalling is having. Look at the mistakes Ibanez is making sometimes, Mancini is making sometimes. So getting someone like Eric Bailly, who is not necessarily young, can bring that experience which Ibanez, for example, lacks. So I do think that there are positives and negatives of Roma focusing on Eric Bailly. There's a part of me saying he's such an experienced defender. If there were any matches where Smalling and Eric Bailly play together, then, you know, the experience can be the main factor and they can perform really well together. And Eric Bailly can teach many young defenders like Ibanez, Kambula, how to be, you know, and transmit all of that experience he already has into these players. So that's the positive thing of this deal. The negatives, it's that there's a part of me saying, don't buy Eric Bailly, because we've already got Smalling who's being submerged by injuries. And a part of me is saying that Eric Bailly will be the clone of Chris Smalling. Now, speaking about Chris Smalling as in injuries, which kind of link with Eric Bailly, because they seem to, you know, they were, Smalling was a Manchester United player, Eric Bailly is a Manchester United player. I have a feeling, now, first of all, I'm not blaming Smalling here. In fact, you know, you've heard it. You've heard Alex criticizing me many times because I believe that Smalling is the best defender Roma have. That might be a big statement. Alex definitely thinks it's a big statement. But I do think he is. So there is no intention of criticizing Smalling here in this statement I'm going to say. But when Manchester United let Smalling go, I have a feeling they did it. It was a smart move from them. Because they knew that Smalling wasn't, you know, physically capable of playing many matches. They knew about Smalling's injuries. And therefore, they sell him. That's just what I'm getting out of this Smalling deal. Now, because if you look at the situation, right? Manchester United loaned Smalling out in 2019. And Smalling was great. He boosted the reputation with his fans. Siri, why the hell is Siri opening up? Who the hell called you? Who the hell called you? Right. Bloody Siri. And the fans were so happy with Smalling. He barely got injured the first year at Roma when he was loaned by Manchester United. He was great. He was one of the best defenders in the Serie A. Then obviously he went back to Manchester United, and he himself was persuading Manchester United to sell him to Roma because he had so much fun at Roma. That reputation of him being a defender got boosted back on him after his experience at Roma. Roma wanted to persuade Newcastle to sell them Smalling because Smalling was great. And at first, Manchester United was going, nah, I'm not selling Smalling. He played very well in the Serie A. There is no way I'm selling Smalling. In fact, if you want Smalling, you got to offer quite a fair amount of money. That was Newcastle at first. Not Newcastle, Manchester United at first. And then after a couple of months, Manchester United randomly went, oh, yeah, you can have Smalling. And now Smalling is a Roma player. I have a feeling it was planned. It was pre-planned because Manchester United wanted to see Smalling back from Roma for about 3 to 4 months to see how his physique was, to see how his fitness was. And then obviously Manchester United realized that Smalling's fitness wasn't great and it was a waste of money for them. And they gave Smalling to Roma. That's my conclusion to the Smalling deal. Because otherwise, I strongly disagree on the fact that Manchester United sold Smalling to Roma in such an easy way after they complained so much. That's just my point of view of the Smalling deal. And I have a feeling that this might be the same with Eric Bailly. Look at his injuries. He is bloody injured every single time. So a part of me is saying, well, he's a very experienced defender, buy him now. Especially in a club like Roma where the defenders aren't that great. Buy him now. And then, the second part of me is going, nah, don't buy him. He's a clone of Smalling when it comes to fitness. He's always injured. In fact, if Isaac Roise is saying that. And you're right, mate. He plays less than 40% of matches every season due to injuries. So, Eric Bailly right now, I have mixed opinions on it. So, we'll see how this deal goes. But obviously, if Newcastle are really interested in them, I strongly, and I've said this before, there can be no fight between Roma and Newcastle right now when it comes to financial and economic, comparisons. Newcastle are 500 times richer than Roma. So obviously, if that's the message of football right now, which is only based on money, then Eric Bailly is going to Newcastle because they're going to offer him way more money. They don't have a limit to money. But at the same time, why the hell would one of the richest person in the world be pointing their eyes on Eric Bailly for the same reasons as I just said, injuries and everything, when you bloody don't have a limit to your economic moves? I seriously think Newcastle can buy Van Dijk and Koulibaly at the same time this season. I seriously think they can do that. I seriously think they can buy Messi, Mbappe and Van Dijk at the same time. They do not have a limit of money. And that's just the situation at Newcastle right now. So obviously, fighting for Eric Bailly for Newcastle can be a waste of time because Roma don't have the money that Newcastle have. And it can also be a negative thing because Eric Bailly is always bloody injured. So part of me is saying, point your eyes on a way younger defender. Like, a defender I really like is Jimenez from Atletico Madrid. I think he's a really good defender, which in my opinion won't cost that much. But I see him as a very aggressive defender. So, someone like Jimenez, not the Wolverhampton lad, the Uruguayan lad which plays for Newcastle, which plays for Atletico Madrid, or someone like Liverpool bought like Kanate, right? Someone like that, someone like Upamecano that Bayern Munich bought. A very young player which not many clubs know about, which won't cost that amount of money and can impact your club. And that's exactly it when it comes to the Bailly deal. Roma need to reflect on this before actually, proceeding on to buying him. So yeah, lads, it's a quick live stream. Let's read some comments before ending it. Newcastle now has unlimited money. That we will win. Yep. Time for a new girlfriend. Law. Simon, buying Eric Bailly is waste of money. He's always injured. I like him because Eric is a good player and he will be good for Roma. And Bailly versus Ibra would be interesting. There is a video out between them during their time at Manchester United. Well, the only thing I can actually tell to you guys about Ibra is that I bloody hate Ibrahimovic. He is I don't like him as a player. I mean, he's a great player. I'm not gonna lie. But he's just a selfish player in my opinion. He gives me the impression that Ibrahimovic is one of those players which are argued with every single person out there. Lukaku, look at Lukaku. Look at Mkhitaryan when they were at Manchester United. Look at, I bet you there are other players out there where Ibrahimovic bloody disagrees every time. I think Ibrahimovic he's a great player. I can't say anything on that. But I think Ibrahimovic thinks he's the bloody god of football when he's clearly not. Because there are other players which, in my opinion, can beat Ibrahimovic in every aspect of football. I think he's a great player. Obviously, he was a great player. Because speaking about injuries, Ibrahimovic, you will not find a worse player that will get injured every time. And so, yeah, I think Ibrahimovic is a great player, but he thinks he's bloody Jesus Christ of football. That's it. Hi Lorenzo P, I'm doing great, mate. How are you? Rudiger is almost done with his contract, and he also said for Roma after he won the Champions League. I'm hoping for it. Antonio Rudiger at Roma would be my dream. Antonio Rudiger at Roma would be my dream. He loves Roma. He was a big factor when it comes to Abraham at Roma. He is such a good player when it comes to actually playing football, but he's such a passionate player when it comes to Roma fans as well. I would pray for a return of Antonio Rudiger. In fact, I read some rumors saying that Rudiger is, when his contract ends at Chelsea, Real Madrid are going to point their eyes on him, because Real Madrid's defense is possibly even worse than Roma's right now. So yeah, lads, it was a quick live stream. 2 topics today: Zaniolo being back for Juventus, and Eric Bay, the fight between Newcastle. Let's bow to them. What was I saying? Yeah, it's a fight between these two clubs which want Eric Bay. But Lorenzo P, you brought up a great topic. Antonio Rudiger would be insane. Fake news, injury prone. Rudiger isn't a good option, but is a good option. Sorry, but he wants 10 million euros. But I think he can be free to lower his wage a teeny tiny bit to get back to Roma. I can assure you, and I know this, Rudiger loves AS Roma. Fingers crossed. And I'll leave you with this. Lads, if you're new here, please subscribe, like this live stream as soon as it becomes a video, and follow me on Instagram at Lower Score The Simon Show. I will catch you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so yeah, more updates, and then slowly, sluggishly, we'll lead onto the big match on Sunday, the big rivalry against the Juventus, by asking predicted 11. Then we've got Mourinho's press conference reaction, and also I'm thinking about on Thursdays, I'm thinking of doing Serie A predictions every time, like I was doing a few fairly amount of time back, Premier League predictions. I'm planning to do Serie A predictions every Thursday. So let me know in the comments as soon as it becomes a video if you're interested in that. Obviously, we would have Alex as well. And yeah, right, I'll catch you later. Simon out.